Hi everyone, it's Pamela Naturals back with another video. Today we're talking about care of your natural hair after a long-term protective style. We're going to talk about all the steps you need to take to nourish and care for your hair back to its optimum health after a long-term protective style like braids or twists or even wigs sometimes. So if you're interested, keep watching. I had so much fun wearing these crochet twists for a total of I think 2 months, and although I did take care of my hair by washing it and moisturizing it and also nourishing and moisturizing my scalp as well, I didn't get direct contact with my hair for that long. And this is how my hair looks after 2 months. It's dry, it's tangled, and definitely in need of some TLC. Now, I've already done a video on how to take down your protective style or your cornrows properly. I'll put a link above to that video. However, in this video, we're talking strictly about things you need to do to care for your hair and to nourish it back to health. The first thing I like to do is to exfoliate my scalp, and I've done a video on how to make this simple sugar scrub that you can use on your scalp. It's simply sugar, olive oil, and peppermint oil. I'll put a link above to a video on why and how you should exfoliate your scalp correctly and how often, etc. But in a nutshell, exfoliating your scalp is very important. The same way you exfoliate your skin or your face. I believe we should also exfoliate our scalp because it gets rid of dirt and grime and dandruff, etc. And as you can imagine, after a long-term protective style, this is particularly important because you have pretty much not had complete access to your scalp and your hair for some time. And if you don't like to do DIYs, there's options for you to buy scrubs, in the stores, etc. that would still do the job all the same. This is a step that I would encourage you guys to do if you do long-term protective styles, to also not forget to exfoliate your scalp. If you want the details of the scrub I'm using in this video, I will put some links below. And also, if you watch the video that I've done specifically for exfoliating your scalp, I give my opinion or my review about this scrub. The next step is detangling your hair. This one is very important because if you want a cruisy wash day that is, less tangles and less difficult to detangle your hair, you want to use a super slippery detangler before you even add, shampoos or wash your hair or anything like that. And the reason for this is that you want to, as much as possible, release the hair of any shed hairs, because shed hairs are pretty much responsible for a lot of the knots and the tangles that we experience after a protective style. I personally like to start the removal of shed hairs when my hair is dry. So as I'm taking down my protective style, I will start to pull the shed hairs out of my hair. And this is quite easy and super important because, once water hits the hair, a lot of the times, things just get really complicated. But normally I will go in and finger detangle and then go in with my wide tooth comb. And after using a wide tooth comb, I go ahead and use my detangling brush. And at the minute, I'm using this detangling brush that I got from, I believe it's Amazon. I've done a review on this one as well. But you want a proper detangle after a protective style to avoid tangles and breakage, because if you start encountering breakage as a result of your protective style, it just means that it was pointless to protect your hair for that long. So make sure you don't skip this process and you do it correctly if you want results after a protective style. And I'm assuming you guys know this already, but with detangling, whether you're using your fingers or a comb or a brush, make sure you start from the ends and work your way up the shaft of your hair for ease of detangling and less breakage. If you like to pre-poo your hair, now would be the perfect time, but I personally will go straight into shampooing after detangling my hair. And I go hard, you know. Normally I will use a sulfate shampoo and I will get my scalp and my hair and just work that shampoo really well, because obviously I want my hair to be clean. This is one of the times where you actually want squeaky clean hair, because you want a new slate to start from, so that when you start building that moisture back in, whether it be on your scalp or on your hair itself, you want to make sure that your hair is clean and ready to receive the product or the moisture. My next step would be a protein treatment. And although I do not have any protein to use on my hair right now, and I don't like to use eggs, you guys can comment below if you want me to do a video on why I don't use eggs on my hair. But if you've got a protein treatment, strengthening treatment, now is the perfect time to strengthen your hair, give it that extra protection to withstand any breakage that's coming with the manipulation that you're planning for it. And because long-term protective styles normally last a month, 2 months, and for some people even more than that, it's definitely an appropriate time for you to use a protein treatment on your hair. On to my favorite, deep conditioning. This step is a must do when it comes to caring for your hair after a protective style, and I'm using my herbal oil. I've done a video on this. If you guys are interested, I'll put a link above, but I pretty much put the oil into my deep conditioner, and I know I'm using a Maui container. That's because I didn't have any other mixing jars, but I'm not using Maui deep conditioner. I'm actually using the Palmer's deep conditioner, and I slap on that moisture. I am generous. I work it through. I do not play around when it comes to deep conditioning. It is paramount for the strength of your hair, avoiding breakage. For healthy hair that just thrives, you must deep condition your hair. It eliminates tangles and single strand knots and just helps with detangling your hair. It's all around just a great habit to get into deep conditioning your hair. So even more important, if you're coming from a long-term protective style, you must deep condition your hair without fail. I just wanted to add that I do not deep condition my hair for 30 minutes. I actually condition for at least an hour. And after a long-term protective style, or even randomly, I will sleep with the deep conditioner in my hair, because it just takes forever for the moisture to go into my hair. This is even more important for people with low porosity hair, because it takes time for the cuticle to lift and allow moisture in. So you can either use heat or just leave the conditioner longer on your hair. My results are always great when I leave my conditioner for longer. The hair is hydrated, moisturized, and ready to take on other products. After working so hard to hydrate your hair and deep condition it, we want to moisturize it. And I am going to use the lock method, so liquid, oil, and then cream to moisturize my hair. I'm leaving my castor oil out of this process just this time because I actually need my hair to dry a little bit quicker for the following day. But if I wanted super hydrated, super moisturized hair, castor oil is a must for me, because for some reason it just really locks in that moisture well and it attracts moisture to my hair. My hair really feels juicy after I use castor oil. And I would encourage you to give it a go, especially if you've got, kinky hair, dry hair, and, low porosity hair. But whatever products you use, really, it's up to you and what your hair likes. The key here is to not skip this step of moisturizing, because this is the step that locks in all the moisture that we've worked so hard to, put into our hair. Moisture is important to avoid breakage, to avoid tangles, and for healthy hair in general. The focus of moisturizing your hair should be on your ends and on the shaft or the length of your hair. Notice I'm not putting any on the scalp, and there's a reason for that, of which, you know, that's our next step, but we'll come to that later. But anyway, when you're moisturizing your hair, you want to make sure you're taking your time to allow each product to go into the hair before you put the next. So you're not just slapping on products one after the other. You're sort of working them through each strand, working them through the hair, through the shaft of your hair, focusing on the ends of your hair, and then, you know, adding the next product as you go. This allows for each product to have time to seep through the hair and, you know, be as effective as possible on your hair, and also allow space for the next product to come, rather than having products just sitting on top of your hair and not really doing their job. This year I'm trying to grow my edges, and to help me with that, I'm using these amazing products from Reina Hair Care. They've got an elixir and a serum that, you know, you can use to grow your hair or bald spots or even just your edges in general. So I like to use the elixir first and apply it to my scalp and also my edges. It's super hydrating, and it helps, you know, moisturize your hair, and it helps to regrow your hair. So it's like a full package, guys. Massaging this into my edges, it's so light and very soothing to apply to the edges and even just the scalp. It's got like a calming effect, which I really enjoy. The next thing that I like to do after working this product in is to apply their serum, which is another product which is great for moisturizing the scalp and, you know, edges and also hair growth. What I love about these products is just how easy they are to apply to the scalp, but also how easily they seep through the scalp. One of the most important things when it comes to products that go on your scalp is how easily they're supposed to dissolve. So they're pretty much light and calming to your edges and your scalp, which is very, very nice in my opinion. So I'll put links below to this brand, guys, if you're interested. But that's pretty much all that I do to take care of my hair after a protective style. Leave a comment below, let me know what you think. Let me know what you would add or subtract. Share your regimen, you know, whether it be in general or after a long-term protective style, and let's share some notes. Until next time, it's Pamela Naturals. See ya.